WGN Sports presents The Bullseye. Bullseye is brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where it's advantage Chrysler. The king of beers, with that distinctively clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Coming off a massive defeat in Houston Thursday, the Bulls are home in the stadium tonight to take on one of the NBA's most popular opponents, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dan Rowan in our Chicago studios. Welcome to the Bullseye, our pregame look at Chicago Bulls basketball. There are very few teams in this league that the Bulls would rather go up against than Cleveland. 7 straight victories for Chicago in this series, 2 this season by an average of 27 points. The Cavaliers are in a terrible streak that we will talk more about in just a moment. First, though, a look back at the Bulls' Thursday night disaster in Houston, a 22-point defeat, their worst of the season, and a team effort it was at the Summit on Thursday. We might leave Michael Jordan off the offenders list, though. Michael had his average, 32 points, a drive and a dunk here, but Houston pulled away late in the first half to open up a lead and then demolished the Bulls in the third period. Akeem Olajuwon, 20 points and 18 rebounds in less than 3 quarters, but the story involving Akeem was much deeper than his numbers. Bill Cartwright tagged him with an accidental elbow here, and the dream was carried out on a stretcher with what turned out to be a very serious injury. The Rockets did not flinch, though, without him on Thursday night. Otis Thorpe picked up the slack inside, and Houston went on to win the game by a final score of 114-92. As for that Olajuwon injury, it hadn't appeared to be that hard a blow, but Akeem came away with fractures in his orbit, the bone structure that houses the eyeball. He'll be gone for about a month. Very tough for the Rockets to take that injury. The Houston organization extremely upset with Bill Cartwright over that situation. John Mengel has some thoughts on that. We'll get to John at the stadium in just a moment. Right now, though, back to tonight's game, a look at the Cavs and the Bulls in our scouting report.
Here's Elo, fakes past Pippen, zip pass center to Nance, juggled away, Jordan has it, and Pippen's got a gimme. Doherty, Grant smothers his shot, Cartwright to Pippen, Scottie Pippen leaves it for Hornets. Oh boy. Now it's a 16-point run for the Bulls. Pippen right back to Jordan.
Yes, what a show the Bulls are putting on here.
Lenny Wilkens has to take another one. Jordan the steal as Morton drove the lane. Now Armstrong coming back off to Michael.
Tomahawk. A roll. I'd like to get out there and get part of this one myself.
If this season has turned into a bad dream for Lenny Wilkens and the Cleveland Cavaliers, then their game in Chicago December 15th was Lenny's worst nightmare. The Bulls broke a team record for fewest points allowed in one period when they exploded ahead 36-5 after the first quarter. Since that debacle, the Cavs have seen the bottom drop out. They've lost 7 out of 8 since their Chicago appearance, and going back even further, they are 1-12 in their last 13. Cleveland has been demoralized by injuries. The Cavs' decline began when Mark Price went down after 16 games, his knee blown out in a collision with the scorer's table in Atlanta. Hot Rod Williams of the $13 million contract is still on the shelf with a bad foot. He'll be gone for at least another month. And forward Winston Bennett remains on the injured list with a back problem. General manager Wayne Embry has had to beat the bushes just to fill out his roster with warm bodies. Cleveland has a couple of legitimate weapons, though. A dynamic duo in Brad Daugherty and Larry Nance, 2 of only 4 Cavaliers to have played in every game this season. Daugherty's become one of the more dependable pivot men in the NBA, and not only because he shows up every night. 21.6 points and more than 10 rebounds every time he puts on the uniform. Daugherty is not Akeem nor Patrick Ewing, but he's very, very good. As for the veteran Larry Nance, another consistent season now that his health is back, also a 20-point-per-night scorer. Lenny Wilkens also has role player par excellence Craig Elo getting starters minutes because of his injury situation. And rookie Danny Ferry has struggled to make the adjustment from Italian ball to the NBA and has thus far been a disappointment in Cleveland, much like this entire Cavaliers season. It doesn't figure to get any easier tonight when the Cavs return to the scene of that December 15th crime. They'll catch the Bulls in an ugly move, coming off their worst loss of the season, a 22-point pasting Thursday night in Houston. Michael Jordan put up normal Michael Jordan numbers, 32 points, but he was highly critical of the Bulls' intensity. It showed on offense as the Bulls basically stood around waiting for something to happen. That was illustrated in the final shooting figures, where the Bulls landed in the upper 30s. Phil Jackson blasted his team's defense, too, especially the effort at the end of the first half. Houston hit him with a closing run of 13-4 to take an 8-point halftime lead, and the Bulls never challenged again. Tonight should be a different story. The Bulls have apparently rediscovered their home court mastery, winning 12 of the last 13 at the stadium, losing only to Portland. Tonight against Cleveland, the Bulls will be eager to put that Houston game behind them. The Cavaliers hope they can avoid being left in the dust. The Bulls will begin tonight a huge favorite over the Cavaliers, 13-point favorite as a matter of fact. But before we talk more about that game, we want to check out John Mengeld at the stadium to talk a little bit more about the Houston game. A very embarrassing defeat, John, for the Bulls on Thursday night down in the Summit. What do you think happened in that ball game, and how will they try to bounce back tonight?
Well, it was a darn right ugly game. You can say that. I think the Bulls were coming off probably a 5-game winning streak, 5 days off, the holidays, just a little sluggish. You could also blame it maybe on somebody not liking to play in Houston. You think as Michael goes, the Bulls go. The Bulls are 1-9 in the Summit. Maybe there's something about it that Michael doesn't like, and the Bulls just don't play well there.
Sometimes you can talk yourself into those things, can't you?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you think a game and you think too much in this game, it can bother you. But, you know, that's not the big story down there. The big story is the injury to Akeem. And as ugly as the game was, the play that Akeem got hurt on was just about as ugly. Hobson took a shot. It bounced off the rim a couple times, top of the backboard. Everybody was a little disjointed. And, you know, Bill Cartwright plays a little unorthodox anyway, and he's really hard to guess what he's going to do. And, you know, those things happen in a game. You know, this is a contact game. There's no doubt about it, and you're going to get hurt sometimes if you play this game long enough. And Akeem's injury was something unfortunate, but something that happens to players if they play this game.
Now, I think you're absolutely right, John, but the Houston organization is making a very big deal out of this, going so far as to say that they thought the elbow may have been thrown on purpose by Cartwright.
Well, you know, Bill's had some incidences where, you know, that he's been involved in that players gotten hurt. I got one on my chin here that Dan Issel did 4 times, twice in college and twice in pro. So, you know, those things happen when you play. I think a lot of things are coming from Steve Patterson, the general manager. I don't think he ever played a game of basketball in his life, let alone a pro game. Hey, this game's physical. When you're down low in the paint and, you know, you got guys this big, they're this strong, they're this quick, you're going to have collisions like this. It's unfortunate. Houston is entering a point in their schedule, and they've gotten off to a good year, where they play 8 or 9 home games out of the next 14, and the road games they play are fairly soft. They thought they would make a run at this time. However, without Akeem, it's going to be like a skydiver without a parachute. Houston's going to have some problems.
Okay, John, the producers are saying that little mark that Issel left on you gave your face some character, so it's not all bad. We'll talk to you a little bit later on, huh?
Okay, good to talk to you, Dan.
Okay, John Mengeld at the stadium. We'll take a quick pause now and come back with the NBA news. That and more ahead on the Bullseye when we continue in a moment. Welcome back, and give the Cleveland Cavaliers some credit. They still get a strong effort from the players that are healthy. Last night's game against Detroit was evidence of that. Also last night, the Boston Celtics roll on in the Garden against Phoenix. First, though, Richfield, Ohio, Cleveland hosting the Pistons. The Cavs had the halftime lead, helped by some amazing shots, including this one by Danny Ferry. But the third quarter was owned by Mark Aguirre. Mark threw in 17 points in the third. All 26 of his points came in the second half. Detroit hanging close. Then the Pistons turned it over to Joe Dumars for the finish. 7 points in the last 27 seconds. The Pistons rallied and won it over Cleveland 98-94. 5 in a row now for Detroit. And in Boston, 2 of the hotter teams in the NBA, the Celtics and the Suns. You'd hesitate to call this a fast break with Larry Bird on the end of it, but he made the layup just the same. Boston by 8 at halftime. Third quarter, Jeff Hornacek shot the Suns back into it. 22 for him last night. It was 65-63. That's when the Celtics took off on a run of 28-8. Reggie Lewis finished up this sequence, and Boston wins for the 15th straight time in the Garden. Final score 132-103. Checking out the numbers from last night. Again, Detroit by 4 over Cleveland on the road, and Dumars with that fast finish for the Pistons. Boston 132, Phoenix 103, 15 in a row at home, and the last loss was to Chicago on 11-9-90. Other scores last night, Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin, the 1-2 punch for Golden State against the Lakers. San Antonio beat Jersey by 4, a big night for the Admiral, David Robinson. Atlanta beats Indiana. The Pacers still can't win on the road. Dominique, a big night there. Washington over Minnesota, 111-100. Grant, Eccles, and King each scored 20-plus. Bernard still hanging around the league lead in scoring. Seattle and Miami, 112-86. The Sonics a winner there. And Philadelphia dropped a three-pointer at Utah. The final score, 102-99, as Charles Barkley had a tough time at the stripe at the end. Another story involving Philadelphia, though, a trade last night between Philadelphia and the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte will get center Mike Jaminski in. The Hornets have been looking for a long time for a big man in the middle. Here's a veteran who scored 10,000 points in his career and will be a big help down there. As for Philadelphia, the Sixers will get Armand Gilliam, some more muscle, just what they need with Barkley and Mahorn already in the lineup there. Dave Hoppen, a center, also kind of a throw-in right there. And the Bulls will get their first look at Jaminski in a Charlotte uniform a week from tonight when they play down in Charlotte. But right now, it's the Bulls and Cavaliers we're concerned with. Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr, as always, on the microphones tonight. And out at the stadium, they're standing by. Guys, I don't know if I'd want to be in Cleveland's boots tonight. The Bulls can't be in a very good mood coming off that game in Houston. And Cleveland, of course, is not playing very well at all.
Happy New Year, Dan. The horns are being sounded here in Chicago Stadium. And I think you said something about not wanting to be in the Cleveland Cavaliers dressing room. But I'll tell you one thing, the Cavaliers, they remember that 36-5 first quarter score. I think they're going to be ready to play this one.
You know, you and I talked about that. The Bulls with that great big lead. If they were playing CBA rules, Dan, they would have lost points. You get point for each quarter you win. The Bulls lost the last 3 quarters.
That's right. They had such a big lead. But the Bulls really need to snap back here tonight after a very lethargic performance in Houston. It's not something that the Bulls haven't done before. Last year they went to the Summit and were blown out by 27 points. That was the worst defeat handed to them all of last year, and so far this year the worst defeat.
The thing that they've got to worry, Cleveland's got to worry about today is in 57 minutes against Cleveland in 2 games, Michael Jordan's got 56 points.
Yep.
I mean, he has not played a lot of minutes, but boy, does he put points on the board against his club.
He certainly does. He had 69 in a game last year, and of course everybody remembers the great playoff series he had against Cleveland, not 1 year, but 2 years in a row. Let's go back to Dan Roan.
Okay, guys, thank you very much, and we'll hear more from you, of course, later on when the telecast begins at 7:30. You know, from a one-loss perspective, there's not much difference between the current Bulls record and last year's record after 30 games. But barring injury, the Bulls are definitely in a stronger position than in January of 1990. 2 major reasons why: Dennis Hopson and Cliff Levingston. It's been a comforting sight for Bulls coach Phil Jackson, looking down his bench and seeing Dennis Hopson and Cliff Levingston available for duty. Hopson was the first acquisition this summer, sent to the Bulls from New Jersey for a draft pick. Dennis is now beginning to find his way in Chicago.
Dennis Hopson with 4, and the Bulls with
I felt that playing for the Bulls would be a great situation, which it is a great situation. Coming from New Jersey, losing games, coming into a winning program, I was looking forward to it. It's been a good experience. I think I'm still trying to find my way and just get adjusted of coming off the bench and just getting adjusted to all the guys on the team.
Oh, very impressive by Hopson.
I think my role here was much different than what it was in New Jersey. I think in New Jersey I was playing 30 minutes a game, 30-plus minutes a game. Here I'm playing 14 minutes a game. When I come off the bench, I can't really look for my scoring like I did in New Jersey. I'm here to rebound the ball, play good defense, and I just have to accept that.
Dennis is, getting spot minutes in key situations in tight games and can give us really good defensive lift, and that's one of the reasons we really liked him to start with. And offensively, if things that he can get into a ball game, he can hit shots and he can get the ball to the basket.
As for Cliff Levingston, a drawn-out negotiation in late summer finally landed this power forward in Chicago. Cliff has produced from the moment he put on a Bulls uniform. He's enjoyed every minute of it.
So this is a great team. It's a team with a lot of depth, and we have a prime opportunity for a championship on this team because we have all the guys on the same page and everybody's willing to do what it takes to win. Cliff is an active player, and his activity's got to generate emotion out of our club, and defensively picks us up into a little bit of a more intense, frenzied team.
It's true, Cliff's a valuable asset even when he's not in the game because he keeps the entire bench alive over there.
I'm a cheerleader. I cheer for my teammates. Whether I'm in the game or out of the game, I cheer for my teammates. And I think all the players should always root your players on, players on your team, because, when they're doing good, you're going to do good. When you're out on the floor, they're going to cheer you on. That's what it's called. That's why it's called team. You work together.
As great a player as Michael Jordan is, it would be very difficult for the Bulls to get much done as a team without some superb complementary players to help take some of the heat off Michael. That's the role that John Paxson finds himself in with this ball club, and John has performed it very, very well this season, leading the Bulls in three-point shooting and a likely candidate for the three-point shooting contest when the NBA All-Star break rolls around. Earlier tonight, John Mengelt sat down with John Paxson, and they discussed many topics. Here's some of that interview.
Thank you, Danny. And yes, I do. I have that steady head, the glue, the three-point gunner from the Chicago Bulls, John Paxson. And, John, it's a pleasure to have you with us this evening. And as the season progresses, I guess, has your role changed any this year, or do sometimes roles of players change over the course of a year?
Well, a little bit, but we've, as a unit, our first group has played together now for, a little over 2 years, and so we've got a little chemistry there. And basically, my job is to get the ball up the court as quickly as possible, get it to our wing players, and then we run what we call a triangle offense, and everything's predicated on the pass we make. So I'm there to fill spots, hit open jump shots, and really direct this team in the best way I can.
Is there any set kind of way you guys approach each game? I mean, do you try to get so-and-so off on a shot, or try to get Bill down the ball low, or Michael off?
Sure we do. A lot of it depends on the matchups. If we feel there's a defender that might have a size disadvantage, if Scotty's got a height advantage on someone, then we'll try to get him in the post a little bit more. We always try to get the ball to Bill early. We like to establish something inside as quickly as possible. But, the luxury we do have is when things aren't going well, we always have Michael Jordan on the floor, and he can create for himself and create for others. So if we're in a little bit of a trouble spot, we can always go to him.
Over the last 10 years, has the three-point shot strategy, and by the way, you are one of the best at it, unofficially the league leader. I don't think you have enough attempts right now. Has that strategy changed any? I mean, has it evolved into maybe something that was different than from when you first came in the league?
Well, I think when they first started, people didn't realize how good shooters could be in this league. And, when I came in the league, the leading shooters were shooting 30%. Now they're up to 50, and that's just in 7 years. So it's really become a great weapon. And I was shooting the ball well until the other night. I missed a couple, and I fell out of the top 10. But that's, on this team, it really doesn't matter. There are times during the course of the game and the season where you're going to get your shots and you're not. And you just have to be ready to step up and shoot it when you get the chance. All
right. Thanks a lot for being on with us. Listen, I thought you were one of the nice guys. Was this the mean look?
I have a shaving commercial, and I forgot my razor today.
Thanks a lot for being with us. We appreciate it. And let's go back to Dan in the studio.
Well, you got to be careful. You can lose those endorsement packages if you don't watch out, John Paxson. We'll come back, take one final check out of the stadium, and spin you around the rest of the NBA action tonight. That and more coming up in a moment. We're closing in on tip-off time. Let's send it out to the stadium one more time with John Mengelt to have some opinions on what the Cavaliers franchise is going through right now. John?
Well, Dan, thanks. Most people think the Cavaliers are a team in trouble. I believe they're a franchise in trouble. You've got Hot Rod Williams, who I guess doesn't want to play there. At least they don't want him. They tried to trade him earlier. You got your leader, and believe me, you cannot play without leaders. You can play without scorers. In Mark Price, hurt and out. The only thing they can really do right now to help their franchise this year is use half of Price's salary. They're allowed to do that if he's out the whole year, which would be about $700,000, and bring in somebody to help them. They can't do that. I think they got their hands tied and really will have a difficulty making moves even on to next year. As far as this year goes, they've lost 6 in a row. They've been beaten twice badly by the Bulls, and now they got to go to the West Coast to play 6 games. Their morale is very bad.
John, real quickly, you can, as a former player, get a pretty good read on how a team acts in the warm-up, how they go through their pregame warm-up. What are you seeing from the Bulls tonight?
Well, the Bulls are coming off a tough defeat. I disagree with you a little bit. I'm not so sure you can always tell in the warm-ups, especially in a professional team that plays so many times. But the Bulls were beaten badly in Houston, and I don't think they like that. They're more comfortable at home. They must win these home games because they themselves have a lot of road games in January.
All right, John, thanks very much. I'll see you Tuesday night for DePaul and Marquette, huh?
Good. Looking forward to it, Dan.
All right, John Mingeld at the stadium, and our next Bulls telecast here on WGN will be Monday the 14th of January. That against the Milwaukee Bucks. You won't want to miss that one. Bullseye at 7, tip-off at 7:30. And our tip-off tonight, the Bulls and the Cavaliers, coming up in just a moment. I'm Dan Roan. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Bullseye.
Bullseye was brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where it's advantage Chrysler. Bud Light, everything else is just a light. Your local Toyota dealers, I love what you do for me, Toyota. Guests on Bullseye receive a Tissot wristwatch from Henry K. Jewelers at 547 North Michigan Avenue and on the 3rd level of Water Tower Place.
The following is a WGN television sports presentation brought to you in stereo surround sound.
Just 2 years ago, the Cleveland Cavaliers were the talk of the NBA, led by young talent like Brad Daugherty and Mark Price. The Cavs seem to be a team destined to achieve greatness in the years ahead. But serious injuries to key players in each of the last 2 seasons seems to have broken the spirit of a promising franchise. With or without their big guns, however, Lenny Wilkens' team has been dominated by the Bulls. Just 3 weeks ago, Chicago built a 31-point first-quarter lead in an aerial show that dazzled the crowd and the Cavs. But that game may have inspired rather than injured a dangerous foe, and tonight Cleveland won't be so cavalier. Participating advertisers in Bulls basketball are Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Phillips 66, makers of high-quality super clean gasolines. That's powerful stuff. Nike, who reminds you to just do it. McDonald's, food, folks, and fun. You know the one. McDonald's, for food, folks, and fun. The Chicago Tribune. Get in the game, pick up a trip. Your local Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products. Sweet home Chicago for the Bulls, back home in Chicago Stadium as the Cleveland Cavaliers come in for the second time this season. And good evening, everyone. This is Jim Durham with Johnny Kerr, and welcome to Bulls basketball tonight. The Bulls with the Cavaliers on their hands, and the last time Cleveland was in, the Bulls held them to 5 points in the first quarter, and I would think more of the same, defend that post.
That's right. Get it down. Low post defense would be good. You'll watch them play Larry Nance and Brad Daugherty in a low post, and they've had very good success against Brad Daugherty in the pivot position. The Bulls have.
Yeah, Bill Cartwright has done a pretty good job. We'll keep our eyes on Cartwright tonight. It'll be interesting to see how he plays after the incident in Houston on Thursday, in which his elbow broke the cheekbone of Akeem Olajuwon and put him out for 3 to 6 weeks. Down in Houston, Cartwright is the villain. I'll tell you what, the story in the Houston Post today points it out. That's the way the people feel down there. But, you know, the tape showed it really was an accidental incident.
You're right, Jimmy. I played the center position for 12 years in the NBA, and then one time, 3 nights in a row, I had cuts over my eye, I got a broken nose, and I broke a finger. It happened. Bill Cartwright did not throw an intentional elbow and should not be blamed for that injury.
On the other hand, Brad Daugherty injured his thumb last night.
Brad Daugherty dislocated his thumb last night, and it's going to be really funny. If he should hurt it again tonight, I'm sure you'll have headlines down by Steve Patterson in Houston saying Cartwright did it.
Well, anyway, the Bulls will be trying to win for the 14th time here on the home court. They have won 12 of their last 13 at home, and we'll be back with the introductions in a moment. The Chicago Stadium crowd revving up for another Bulls home game. We're all set with the player introductions. Let's go to Ray Clay.
Now for tonight's lineup. First for the visiting Cleveland Cavaliers. At forward from Clemson, 6'10", Larry Nance. A 6'8" forward from NC State, Chucky Brown. At center, 7 foot from North Carolina, Brad Daugherty. At guard from Washington State, 6'7", Craig Elo. A 6'1" guard from Kansas, Darnell Valentine. The Cleveland Cavaliers are coached by Lenny Wilkens, assisted by Dick Helm and Brian Winters. The trainer is Gary Briggs. For your Chicago Bulls. At forward from Clemson, 6'10", Horace Grant. A 6'7" forward from Central Arkansas, Scotty Pippen. The man in the middle from San Francisco, 7'1", Bill Cartwright. A 6'2" guard from Notre Dame, John Paxson. From North Carolina, head guard, 6'6", Michael Jordan. The head coach of the Bulls is
So the Bulls bring a 20-10 record into this contest. The Cleveland Cavaliers have won 11 and dropped 20. And Cleveland at 4-9 on the road. The Bulls at 13-3 at home. Chicago with 2 blowout victories over Cleveland this year. One in Richfield and one here in Chicago Stadium. Phil Jackson's club hoping to do a 180-degree turnaround. In this, the second game in 1991 after their first game, which was a disaster in Houston on Thursday.
You're right, Jim. We haven't won a game in a year. All year this year.
Cavaliers have dropped 13 of their last 15.
Uh-oh, here goes that dark blue
This is the
jacket.
first dust-off of 1991.
Oh, yeah? He forgot. Yeah, he forgot.
Happy New Year, Red Man.
Happy New Year. He forgot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Look at how thick it is there. The officials tonight: Jack Madden, Ron Garrettson, and Mark Wunderlich. Nance and Cartwright. Cartwright tips to Pippen, and the Bulls are in control. The Bulls having their 5-game winning streak halted, and it's Cartwright with the first shot of the night, and the rebound battle collected by Chucky Brown. Cavaliers coming in after losing last night at home to Detroit, but they played the Pistons tough in Ridgefield. Here's Daugherty. We talked about that interior defense for the Bulls. They pitch out, and Chucky Brown missing.
They went one-on-one down low. I thought they might double right away.
Jordan outside against Elo. Grant guarded by Nance in the all-Clemson matchup. Pippen over Brown. Cartwright with a foul on Daugherty, and the Bulls have the lead.
It's a rebound. Bill, first 2 shots of the game. Sorry, for Scotty's miss.
This is what the Bulls did well early in Houston the other night. Offensive rebound. Nance missing. Loose ball out of bounds to Chicago. 10:48 for the opening quarter. Lenny Wilkens hoping his club can come up with a better first quarter than the last time they were here, which was just a couple of weeks ago. Pippen wide open. Finally takes it. Boy, Scotty is having trouble from the field the last 2 games. 0 for 2 tonight, following a 5 for 17 performance on Thursday. Horace Grant over Nance. Long rebound, Chucky Brown. Bulls may have to let number 23 take a shot one time.
As they mentioned, 57 minutes, Jimmy. He played in the 2 games against his club. He's got 56 points.
Here's Doherty. And Jordan picks off the rebound. Michael surveys the scene. Elo jumps out, and an offensive foul called on Jordan.
Good play by Elo. He's been burned by that play so many times, Jimmy. That time he read it right. Jordan picks up the offensive foul. Started to go a little bit to his left and then back to his right. And Elo had, I don't know if Michael saw him behind Bill Cartwright.
2-0 Bulls. 9:50 left in the quarter. Elo with 12 to shoot around a Nance screen. Horace Grant slides through. Over the top, it's Nance over Pippen. And the rebound tipped out of bounds by Grant. The Cavaliers keep it.
Interesting statistic here too, Jim. In these 2 games, off the bench, Dennis Hobson got 14 games in one and 12 in another. Could be a big factor in a game like this tonight.
Inside pass knocked away by Cartwright. The Bulls out and running. Jordan over Nance.
Yeah, they let him have it that time, didn't they?
It's 4-0 Chicago. 9:15 left in the quarter. So the Cavaliers, who scored only 5 the last time in, have none after 3 minutes tonight. Darnell Valentine gets him on the scoreboard. John Paxson around a Cartwright screen. Here's Cartwright backing in on Doherty. Left it short. Cavaliers down looking to tie. Darnell Valentine against Paxson. And a foul called offensive against the Cavs. Darnell Valentine.
Well, their offense does not look the same. Of course, you and I are so used to seeing it run by Mark Price, a brilliant backcourt man who's out with that bad knee. They just are looking for direction now from somebody, and Darnell Valentine, a new player with him, relatively new.
He's new this time. He was with him a couple years ago when Price was down. Here's Cartwright losing the handle. Valentine out with it, and Scottie Pippen takes a foul at midcourt. That's the first foul on Pippen. First team foul on the Bulls, and the Cavs with the ball at the 10-second line.
Bulls could really make hay here, Jim. They make a few hoops early. Get them in that hole again. Their team is not very deep, so you want to not let this game go very long without a nice lead.
That's true. Last time they were in at this time, the Bulls were up 16-2. Brown loses it. Cartwright a pickup, and Paxson advances on the dribble to Jordan.
Yes, sir. Beautifully timed 20-second timeout by Lenny Wilkens.
He does that every time Michael comes up with a poster play. Lenny will take a timeout.
That's right. They say don't let him dunk, but Michael's going to get his dunks in a game. This time he just takes off, and I'll tell you what, this is very difficult. Pax is coming down quick. Players scattered all over the floor. Scotty open, but Michael way high above the rim. One hands it down and in, and you're right. A timeout taken. This is a tough play.
I think
an
Valentine
exacting
tipped
play. How about that? You're right. A poster play, and Lenny says, wait a minute, we got to talk it over. The coaches come in here, they keep saying, don't let Michael dunk the ball. It gets the crowd going. It's easy for a coach that's maybe 5'7" or 5'8" to say, get out there in the court and you try. You say, you try it, coach.
Oh, boy. That's like saying, don't let the sun come up tomorrow, right?
You're right.
Here's Elo. And the Cavs are within 2. Bulls advancing in a hurry, and Pippen leaves it for Paxson. Jordan against Elo. Around a Cartwright screen. They send 3 at him. Doherty the rebound. Elo runs out. Elo in on Paxson. Jordan rejects it.
Pax was busy trying to get good body position, and Michael says, I got fouled on the other end. They wailed on me, and Pax steps in front. Elo takes the shot. Michael says, hey, not on my street, buddy.
Cavaliers come in to Nance.
He's on the right street. He just had the wrong address.
Doherty holding and looking inside. Elo from the outside. Scottie Pippen the rebound. Has to come back for it. It's a 2-point Bulls lead in a low-scoring game. 7:14 left in the quarter. Paxson backs it out against Valentine. Gets some spacing for Grant. Comes out to Pippen instead. Cartwright against Doherty. 8 to shoot. Cartwright nearly walked. Horace Grant tips it out to Paxson. And Doherty picks it off. It's the Bulls who are cold, and the Cavaliers have a chance to tie this trip. Detroit has come back in its home game against New Jersey. Chucky Brown missing the layup. Horace Grant ahead to Jordan. Pippen up the floor. Now Paxson closing in. Finds Scottie Pippen underneath. He is fouled by Nance. Timeout taken. 6:33 for the quarter. And the Chicago lead is 2 at 6-4. On Friday, February 22nd, Sacramento is in. Sports Channel presents the Gorilla. How often have we said, John, when you block a shot, it's not usually the guy that's guarding you that blocks it, but another guy.
Elo says, well, Michael's not around. I'll go, whoa, where'd he come from? He thought he had Pax one-on-one in his torture chamber. Michael was still upset because at the other end, he thought he got wailed on by Doherty. Now Scottie Pippen is at the line as Nance fouled him and just before they took a timeout.
Scottie drains the first one.
Shooting could improve for both teams. 2 for 9 for the Cavs. Only 3 out of 11 for the Bullies.
This after the Bulls shot 39% in Houston. Here Jordan taxis out onto the active runway and holds. Scottie with the 2 free throws. The Bulls up by 4 against pressure. Chucky Brown shy of the timeline. Lobs it across to Nance.
Chucky Brown just made a great pass. Michael was hanging at half court, and in the last second he turned around and got it.
Here's Nance against Grant. Larry Nance brings the Cavs to within 2. Scottie Pippen holding on Brown. 15 on the shot clock. 6 minutes for the quarter. Pippen picked up by Doherty in the switch. Now it's Jordan against Nance. 9 to shoot. Michael to the hoop. And Horace Grant spanks it in.
Michael sensed that mismatch with Nance, which really is not that bad a mismatch. Nance is a pretty good defensive player, but Michael doesn't seem to care who he takes to the hoop on this Cleveland team.
Cleveland, a good punch inside, and Jordan a steal of the pass to Brown. Now the Bulls run it to Pippen. Scottie's got the layup. Maybe that'll get Scottie Pippen off.
Well, this is what the Bulls do well here, Jim. The transition game they go. Michael on the steal. Scottie flies down the court and gets an easy layup.
A 6-point Bulls lead with 5:15 remaining in the quarter. On the drive is Brown, and he's got the dunk. First 2 points for Chucky Brown. Over the top to Jordan. Missed the layup and the tip, and the Cavaliers out with a loose ball. Brown on the middle of the floor. Underneath is Elo, who finds Doherty. And the Cavs are within 2. Brad Doherty with his first 2 points tonight.
Great balance for the Cavs. Everybody with a deuce.
Jordan around a Cartwright screen. Beats Elo to the baseline and missed it badly. Loose ball into the corner. Cleveland trying to save, but a foul on Jordan.
The second.
Yep.
Michael's struggling here with his game, his second foul.
And now Henry James has come in for the Cavs.
Henry James had a good game against the Cavs. The first game he didn't play too well, but against the Cavs he got I think it was 13 points in the against the Pistons. Yeah. 13 points in the second quarter.
And the game, he shot like Jesse James for a while. Misses that one. Pippen with a rebound. The Bulls trying to extend on a 2-point lead. Paxson spots up. Larry Nance clears it. Pax hadn't hit one all year. Here's Valentine. Elo. Elo against Paxson. Doherty against Cartwright. 9 on the shot clock. And a foul called on Cartwright. That's his first. The Bulls with 3 team fouls.
He said he was shooting. Doherty says I was shooting. He didn't have a chance to. By the time Bill got finished with him, he was out of bounds. He was trying to shoot over the top of the backboard.
B.J. Armstrong ready to come on. The Cavaliers have it in play. Valentine works it around a Doherty screen. Paxson slides through. Valentine walked as he got into the lane, and now Paxson sits down with Armstrong into the lineup.
Very slow start here for the Bulls. They've got the Cavs right on schedule where they thought they'd have them with only 10 points, but they sure thought they'd have a little bit more. And we've got the Bulls have 12, and Jordan has 2 fouls in the first quarter.
The Bulls unable to take advantage of the 5 Cavaliers turnovers. There's a pass inside, and the ball is kicked. So the Bulls get a new 24, and Steve Kerr comes into the lineup for Cleveland. Darnell Valentine goes out. Scottie Pippen brings into Cartwright. Pippen over the Grant pick, head of the key. Larry Nance picks it off. All of a sudden, when the calendar turned over, the Bulls have lost their shooting eye. This is a club that was shooting over 50% from the field and shot 38 in Houston, and they're shooting less than that tonight. Henry James with a 3. And the Cleveland Cavaliers have taken the lead, I believe, for the first time this season against the Bulls. They may have had a lead early in the first game at Cleveland. Cartwright missing. Doherty the rebound. On the run out, it's Elo. He's got the dunk. Craig Elo scores. And now Cleveland, 9 straight points and a 3-point lead. And Lenny Wilkens is saying that's a little more like it. The Bulls swing to Armstrong, now to Jordan. Michael's shot blocked underneath. Cavaliers out with it. Steve Kerr works it. To Elo, down the lane. Scoop shot is in, and Cleveland has a 5-point lead. Craig Elo with 6.
They're going to try to go through this without going to a timeout.
You're right. 11 straight points for the Cavs.
Michael's 2 out of 8 at this point.
Here's Cartwright. On the move against Doherty. Leans in and steps out of bounds. Timeout Chicago. 1:54 left to go. It's the Cavaliers who take the time. In the opening quarter, not looking good early. Cleveland leads the Bulls by 5. On Tuesday, February 19th, the Washington Bullets are here, and the first 10,000 fans 21 and older receive a Hot Hoops poster, courtesy of Miller Genuine Draft. It's an 11-point surge for the Cavs as the Bulls have gone cold, and Cleveland has the transition game working.
Danny Ferry now in the game for Cleveland.
Cavaliers with some newfound confidence. Here's Ferry against Jordan. Elo over Grant. Michael Jordan back for the rebound. 1:35 left in the quarter. The Bulls 5 of 21 from the field, and the Cavs 6 of their last 7. 8 for 17 overall. There's Pippen around a Cartwright screen, and a pass to Armstrong deflected. B.J. misses. Ball on the floor. Horace Grant grabs it. Over Ferry. And Ferry collects that rebound. The Bulls are 5 for 23. Doherty against Cartwright. Can't get the half hook to drop. Ball on the floor and a loose ball foul. It's against Cleveland. It's on Ferry.
Ferry had a good game off the bench against the Bulls, Jimmy. He had 18 points. They got most of them in the second half. The Bulls were really had him down. So King comes in for Horace Grant now.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification.
This is WGN Television, Channel 9 in Chicago.
Michael Jordan over Elo. Finally gets the roll. Jordan's got 6. And that ends the string of 11 straight points for the Cavaliers. Ferry being guarded by Stacey King. Shot clock is at 12. 33 on the big one. The Cavs with a chance for a 2-for-1. Doherty inside with the lean-in shot. The ball hangs on the rim. It comes out to Elo. He drops it inside for Doherty. King a blow.
That should be a jump. That should be a jump ball. Oh, that one sure. Well, I have to look at a replay on it, Jim, but it sure looked like King was right there to tie him up. Pass off to the side. Right on top of the ball.
Yeah, it did. It sure enough did.
Yeah, give the
Doherty making the first of 2. That's the first free throw attempted by the Cavs in the game. 21.5 left, and the second one is also in, and Cleveland back to a 5-point lead. Ain't nothing wrong with the Bulls game that a few shots made wouldn't cure. They're sitting on 6 for 24 this trip up the floor. Jordan with 9 seconds left. Doubled up and comes back over Doherty. A long rebound to Elo. From the timeline. Almost had the bank. After 1. My, how times have changed. It's Cleveland 19, the Bulls 14. On Saturday, February 16th, the Bulls and the Nets, and the first 10,000 fans receive a Bulls squeeze bottle, courtesy of Yummy Grams. So far, the Cavaliers are feasting on some cold shooting by the Bulls. Cleveland with a 5-point lead.
So cold, Jimmy, that their low in the first quarter all this season was 20 points. So they got themselves a new low for the first quarter.
Here's Jordan in rhythm. Book it. Jordan's got 8.
That's the first one, Jimmy. Hit it right on the head in rhythm. Everything else he was trying to get off of a one-on-one situation. That came into flow, that fast break.
It's a 3-point lead for the Cavs. Ferry against King. Outside shot is right there by Henry James. He's got 5. And the Cavs keep the 5-point lead over the top to Pippen, and a foul on James. First foul on James. So the Bulls to throw in with 11:13 left in the half. Stacey King against Ferry. Boy, Elo's down. No foul, and Jordan finishes that play.
And Michael almost got it.
That draws the Bulls to within 3 again. Houston Rockets playing at home tonight without Olajuwon and trailing in the first quarter by 4 to Indiana. Here's Doherty over King. Ferry on the tip try. Danny Ferry with his first 2, and the Cavs keep the 5-point lead. Michael Jordan out front. King has it high left. 10 to shoot. Here's Jordan from long range, and Michael has found his shooting eye. He's got 12.
Hit his last 3. There's steal by BJ.
And maybe that'll be the spark for the Bulls. They're within 1. Kerr under pressure of Armstrong. And Jordan a near pickoff, and now Elo on penetration. Doherty following. Rebound to Armstrong. The Bulls out on the run. Armstrong with Jordan ahead of him. Pippen to Jordan. And Michael is fouled by Danny Ferry.
That second foul by Danny Ferry. Michael just missed the steal, as you said.
at half court, and then Doherty missed an easy shot, was pushed up the floor by BJ, and he's had a hand in these last couple baskets. He gives it to Scotty. Scotty to Michael. Michael goes up, but Ferry whacks him. First trip to the line for MJ.
12 points working tonight. Michael, an 84% free thrower. And he drops the first one. That ties the game. 5 in a row for the Bulls. I mean, those are some impressive offensive numbers. 56% from the field, 84% from the line, and averaging over 30 points a game. 14 points for it. The Bulls have taken the lead. 9:50 left in the half. Steve Kerr, nice change of direction move. Henry James gives it up to Doherty. Ferry over King. Danny Ferry has 4, and the Cavaliers are back in front. Here's Scottie Pippen on the drive. Jordan spots up, now beats Elo to the baseline, and Ferry the rebound. Up court pass to Elo, sidesteps Armstrong. Doherty with a dunk, and Cleveland in front by 3.
That's a long time for BJ to penetrate against a big center with an outstretched hand, Jim, to make the basket, but he just stole one earlier. He's got himself fired up here.
Here's Ferry against King. Steve Kerr over Armstrong. Cartwright the rebound. On ahead to Pippen. He leaves it for Jordan.
Oh, Michael, I thought he doubled.
I did too. Here's Stacey King on a rollout. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2.
Big Brad Doherty picks up his first. Doherty hits the game. Yeah, hits the bench. So they come back with a different look. Look at this team they put out there. Larry Nance, who can play the defensive center, but they want to keep it wide open. Valentine, Danny Ferry, Henry James, and
Steve
Kerr. So let's see. Bill is going to go out, and
Horace Grant comes in to match up with Nance.
This is the real luxury that Phil has in being able to go against smaller teams, and really, if he wants to go big, he can go big too.
Stacey King with his first point tonight. Bulls starting tonight tied with Detroit for second. 2.5 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Central. Detroit leading just before halftime by 3 against the Nets in the Palace. Rebound battle, Stacey King. Loose ball foul called on
Horace.
Yep, Horace Grant with his first. Cavs get it in play. James off the inbounds, and Nance in control. 8:27 for the half. The Bulls in front by 1. Steve Kerr off the drive. Hands the ball to James for the dunk. Steve Kerr off dribble penetration.
Not known for that either.
That's right. Cleveland by 1.
He's another guy that lives on a 3-point shot. When he gets inside that distance, he's not as effective.
Horace Grant against Nance. Horace has 4. The Bulls back up by 1. Valentine calls a play and lobs over the top to Nance. Fakes on King. Lost the ball going to the hoop, but a foul called.
It wasn't that Scotty, was it?
Yep. Scottie Pippen with his second.
Oh, it looked like King got him on the play, but they call it to Scotty.
2 team fouls. Cleveland to throw in. Foul line extended. Shot clock is at 15. Nance against Stacey King. Larry Nance with 4, and Cleveland back up by 1. This is a much more competitive Cavaliers team than the Bulls saw in their first 2 games.
I think what happened, Jim, the Bulls really stunk the gym up here in the first quarter. Offensively, they could have put some points on.
King loses it.
They might have had that good lead here. Here the Cavs are sitting with 31 points, but the Bulls only scored 14 in that first quarter. And now they get a little aggressive and say, hey, we can play in this building.
Armstrong from the outside. Once he got the 2 layups, BJ's got some confidence in his shot. Working for him right now. It's a 1-point lead for the Bulls. And a timeout taken by Cleveland. 7:02 left to go in the first half. The Chicago Bulls with a 1-point lead in this one, 32-31. With our producer-director, Skip Ellison, this is Jim Durham with Johnny Kerr back in Chicago Stadium. The Bulls, after trailing by 5 after 1, now lead it by 1. And our next telecast on Channel 9 a week from Monday here in the stadium. The NBA Central Division leading Milwaukee Bucks come in, and the Bulls owe them one. Dennis Hobson in the lineup for the Bulls. Scottie Pippen, and he takes Henry James. This is James against Hobson. Oh, Henry. King the rebound. Now Armstrong on the push. Here's Stacey King down the lane. Man, the layup won't go, and the rebound to Kerr. Up court to Ferry. If he can get there, he's out of bounds, and the Bulls have it. Craig Elo back in for the Cavs.
See, they played James a little bit tighter, Jim, and twice he shot almost air balls over the top. I mean, he really wasn't on the rim at all. When he was open, nobody played him. He could shoot that shot.
Cavaliers with 7 turnovers in the game. Armstrong working against Kerr. It's Jordan guarded by Elo. Hobson into Grant. 6 on the shot clock. B.J. Armstrong is open. Horace Grant punches up in the air. Hobson on the tip. King on the tip. Cleared by Elo. Cleveland back looking for the lead. Ferry. Cross court to Steve Kerr. That's his shot as he spots up. And boy, that one went splat when it hit up there. Armstrong trying to get in on Kerr, and Elo steals the pass. 4th turnover for the Bulls. Jordan steals it. Armstrong out with a loose ball. Ahead to Jordan. Michael down a 4-on-2. Dennis Hobson over Nance.
Boy, they made a beautiful play, a steal by Elo, and as they came down the other end, Jordan just got it right back.
Cleveland down 3 with 5:23 left in the half. Nance against King. Larry Nance has 6. Craig Hodges will come on for the Bulls. Here's Michael Jordan against Elo. Horace Grant against Nance in the post. It ain't there. He gets it anyway. Three-point lead. Nance against Stacey King. Reach back shot. That's what he's really good at, Larry Nance. He gets you moving one way and then reaches back and shoots right over you. The Bulls with 10 points off turnovers, but their lead is just 1. Dennis Hobson against Valentine. Here's Jordan over Elo, and a foul on Elo. Elo with his first. Michael Jordan shoots 2. Cartwright returns. King is out. Hodges stays as he's coming for Jordan. 14 fouls on the Cavs and 4:27 left in the half.
The Bulls shooting has picked up a little bit here in the second quarter, Jim. It was really atrocious in quarter number 1. The Cavs only shot 40%, 8 out of 20, and yet they had a 5-point lead. Bulls 6 out of 25 for 24%. Jordan laces the first free throw.
Michael has been picking some pockets over the last 4 games at an average of 3.3. He's got 16 points in this game. The Bulls lead is just 3. 4:20 left. First half in Chicago Stadium. Chucky Brown over Hobson. Hobson may have got a piece of it. Cartwright on ahead to Armstrong. Hobson out of the corner.
Angle. I tell you, he seems to play well against the Cavs, and Lenny takes the time.
And now it's the Bulls who lead by 5. 4 minutes left in the first half. We'll return to Chicago Stadium in a moment. With 4 minutes left of the half, Michael Jordan sits down. Craig Hodges comes in. Cleveland down 5, and Valentine advancing into their front court against some pressure. Elo against Armstrong. Chucky Brown guarded by Hobson. Shot clock is at 8. Here's Doherty against Cartwright. Brad Doherty has 8 points.
Bulls not putting that double pressure on like I thought they would when the ball went in the hole. I guess they figure they can play everybody man-to-man if the supporting cast is not that strong.
Craig Hodges from the outside. You know what that means.
He didn't even look like he had an eye on
the next one's on its way.
He was testing the wind on that baby.
Craig Hodges, I tell you what, that's the way it is with shooters, John, and we've talked about this so many times. This foul is on Hobson. A shooter's mentality is this. When they're hitting, they're on a roll. And when they're not, what do they say?
They're due.
They're due.
That's right.
They don't stop, and that's why they're shooters.
They miss 8 in a row, and they say that
the next 8 are going in.
That's right. Next one's got to go in.
Here's Elo. Inside to Brown. Horace Grant on the block, but then a foul on the foul. Horace Grant with his second foul. At halftime tonight, John Mengelt will talk to his former teammate Tom Borwinkle. And we'll have the Channel 9 news break. We'll analyze the first half and have highlights and stats. That's what's on tap. Chucky Brown, 3 points in the game after that free throw. 69% free throw shooter on the season. Looked like Rick Barry to me. 42-39. There's Hobson. Inside to Cartwright. Bill Cartwright's got 4. And the Bulls lead is 5.
You really don't want to play around too long down low with Nance. I mean, block shots pretty good on you. Oh, Doherty wide open.
It went right through his hands, and Horace Grant to Hodges. There's Hobson.
He got hammered. Yep.
Valentine on the foul.
Whistle was a little bit late for Hobson. He didn't think they saw it at all, but Valentine did catch him. Well, Doherty was so wide open, the ball went right through his hands, and the Bulls came flying the other way. And now Hobson a chance to put a couple in the free throw column here.
Dennis Hobson with 5 points tonight. What were his numbers in those other 2 games,
Yeah,
John?
14 and 12. One game he shot extremely well. He was 6 for 7. 7 for 8, I mean.
14 is his season high. He's got 6 right now, and the Bulls have a 7-point lead, their biggest. Valentine under pressure of Armstrong. Elo against Hodges. Loose ball into the corner and out of bounds to the Bulls as Nance couldn't save. And now Henry James returns and Chucky Brown goes out. Steve Kerr will come on in a moment. Armstrong out of the corner. B.J. Armstrong has it stuck on automatic. 8 points for him, and the Bulls are out to a 9-point lead. Doherty. A quick counter by the Cavaliers center. Doherty with 10. Craig Hodges looking for Grant with 10 on the shot clock. Hodges over there.
Sideways shot. A sideways shot for Craig. He was moving left trying to get his feet together. What a play.
And now the Bulls double as Elo has it in the post. He comes out to clear and almost lost it. Valentine open. Hobson the rebound. The Bulls with a chance to go up by 11 this trip. B.J. Armstrong takes the outside shot. Book it. B.J. with 10. And the Bulls lead by 11 with 53 seconds left in the half. Henry James. Boy, that's a nice bounce he got on the rim. 9 points for Henry. A 9-point lead for the Bulls. They can get a 2-for-1 here with 35 seconds left. Horace Grant. Lefty hook. Horace Grant with a lefty hook over Nance.
Well, this second unit has played really well since MJ went out. They have struggled all year, Jim, but they've done a good job here.
They may have saved him tonight. 5 difference and 15 to shoot. Doherty in on Cartwright. 15.3 left, and the Bulls take their 20, leading by 9. Brad Doherty with 12 points in the game. While we have a moment, let's remind you that for the best selection of Bulls hats, T-shirts, jackets, and other NBA merchandise, visit the official Bulls team shops at any one of the 18 Chicagoland, Carson, Peary, Scott stores. Well, John, do you think our newfound Bulls fans in Mexico City are watching tonight?
Yeah, how about that? Coming down to Houston for the game. They said they watch us on television all the time, specifically on WGN, and we get a big kick out of meeting it. A big thing they thought was so funny down there is Michael dusting us. Well, I want you to know it's not so funny. You got to get your jacket cleaned after every game. But you're right. That's great.
Jordan is back in the game. 10 seconds. Armstrong trying to get him into the play. 6. Here's Jordan against D'Lo. Stumbles. Fade away under pressure. Horace with a follow. And that's it. We're at halftime. And the Bulls lead is 9 against the Cavaliers. 54-45. When we come back to Chicago Stadium, John Mengelt will be here to visit with an old teammate and a dear friend, Tom Boerwinkle. Well, the Bulls, who were down by 5 at the end of one quarter tonight, lead it by 9 at 54-45 as they outscore the Cleveland Cavaliers 40-26 in that second quarter to take this 9-point halftime lead. The Bulls trying for their 21st victory of the season and trying for their 14th win here on the stadium court. Now let's go to John Mengelt.
Thank you, Jim. And I have one of the all-time greatest passers that I ever had the pleasure of playing with. 11-year veteran, successful entrepreneur, radio guy. What else are you, Big Tom?
Well, I try to do a little bit of everything right now, John, but I've gotten involved in doing a little broadcasting now, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been my first experience with it on a somewhat regular basis. It's been a lot of fun getting back involved with the club.
Of course, Tom Boerwinkle in the league 11 years, and Tom, I think you were one of the nicest big guys I ever ran into. The incident in Houston the other night, what do you think of it? A lot being made of it, anyway.
There's certainly a lot being made of it. I heard some comments said down at Houston. I saw the replay of it. There certainly wasn't anything malicious or intentional about it. You know, they let these fellas play now. They let them use their arms, their forearms, their elbows, and everything else. And when you do that, it's going to happen. And you have to protect yourself in there. And Bill just happened to come down on top of Akeem's head with his elbow, and he got hit in a delicate spot and put him out for the game.
You know, Tom, like me, I know you're a season ticket holder. You've seen this team play for a while. Now you're doing broadcasting. You're with them. Is there a slight change in philosophy on how they use Michael Jordan or how they want to prepare themselves during the season for the playoffs?
Well, I think what they're trying to do, obviously, is Michael's going to be the key man on this ball club. But as they've tried to do for so long, is take some of the pressure off him, and they tried to bring in some players to do that. And, of course, it takes time to get anybody new into the system. But, you know, I see intermittent play by a lot of the players they brought in has been good. I think they just haven't gotten the fluid, night after night contributions they're looking for yet, but I think it'll come.
You know, Tom, when I played back, well, we don't want to talk about it because it makes us a little bit older, but, you know, you hear a lot of people say, oh, boy, the game's really changed a lot. It's really different. I don't know, I guess the only thing I can see different down here is, you know, there's more marketing. It's a more visible game.
It certainly is. I think all sports have taken that effect. You know, it's just amazing. You sit here night after night, and it's 18,000 plus people, and all the billboards and all the hoopla and everything else. It's really become more of an entertainment extravaganza than when we played.
Yeah, okay. How about anything else that you may see different surrounding the league, you know, other than just the play?
Well, you know, I think it's been exposed to so many people now with all the cables and so many new franchises and more franchises wanting in to participate, things like that. It's becoming an international game.
Okay, thanks a lot for being with us. We appreciate it. Want to let you get back to your job, and we'll be back with more halftime action right after this.
Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you by American Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Bulls. True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value Hardware Store. The Discover Card. It pays to discover the card that pays you back. The Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. Play the lottery. Participating advertisers in Chicago Bulls basketball are Phillips 66, makers of high-quality super clean gasolines. That's powerful stuff. Nike, who reminds you to just do it. McDonald's, food, folks, and fun. You know the one, McDonald's, for food, folks, and fun. The Chicago Tribune, get in the game, pick up a trip. Your local Ford dealer, quality people, quality products. 9-point lead for the Bulls here at halftime. Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr back in Chicago Stadium. Both teams are back on the floor. Before we go to the third quarter, we've got time to look at some highlights in the first half. And I'll tell you what, John, one of the highlights we're going to see is a great alley-oop.
Okay. Ball is put down into the center position. Cartwright comes up with the steal, fires it on down the court to John Paxson. Full run. He throws it up out of the gym. A nice shot, Pax. No, Michael. Beautiful. Catches the ball in one hand and stuffs it right in. Well, everything wasn't roses for the Bulls as they tried here early. Cartwright tried a shot off the rim, and Doherty looked down, and there was Craig Elo taking off on a play, and over B.J. Armstrong, and Elo gets the stuff. But sometimes your feet are not together when you're a good shooter. Here's Hodges going sideways, and the ball, as you would say, J.D., let me hear you one time. Rimming. Good. All right.
Let's check out the Phillips 66 halftime stats. The Bulls 48% in the first half. Cleveland 47%. Nobody's missed a free throw tonight. 10 in a row for the Bulls, 4 in a row for the Cavs. The Bulls have out-rebounded Cleveland 21-18 and 8-3 offensive. And 9 turnovers for Cleveland. 4 for the Bulls, and the Bulls have scored 12 points off those 9 Cavaliers turnovers. Well, leading scorers, Doherty with 12. He's the only Cavalier in double figures. And as for the Bulls, they have 2 players in double figures. Jordan with 16 and B.J. Armstrong 5 of 7 from the field, 10 points.
Jim, the bench has been taking a beating recently. They were 9 out of 13 and led by B.J. Armstrong's 5 out of 7. So a nice job for the bench.
Before we go to the third, let me remind you that Bulls fans can win a trip for 2 to Charlotte to see the 1991 NBA All-Star Game. All you got to do is predict the starting lineups. Send your lineups on a postcard to Miller Genuine Draft All-Star Voting Sweepstakes. Post Office Box 332, Milwaukee, 53201. The lucky winner will be selected on our January 31st broadcast from San Antonio. You must be 21 years old to enter. Void where prohibited. All entries must be postmarked by January 19th. Cleveland in possession as the second half begins. Larry Nance from the outside. Cavaliers won't go away. It's a 7-point lead for the Bulls. Paxson guarded by Valentine. Shot clock is at 12. It's Cartwright against Doherty. Paxson a return pass, and Doherty a pickup on the steal. Larry Nance against Horace Grant. Craig Elo with 10 on the shot clock. It's Nance again. Cartwright the rebound. Michael Jordan looking in at the 11-minute mark in the third, and Scottie Pippen delivers from long range.
Michael knows he's got to help Scottie get into this game, Jim. He needs some, Michael needs some offensive help. Scottie can do it.
When the Bulls won their 5 in a row, between Jordan and Pippen, they averaged about 57 points a game. Here's Doherty. And the ball on the floor and out of bounds to the Bulls.
Jim, the Bulls shot 24% in the first quarter. Did they turn it around in the second? 16 for 21, 76%. And that's the spirit, guys.
Here's Paxson on the drive, and he'll get to the foul line. John Paxson looking for his first point of 1991. Chucky Brown on the foul.
Pax drove in and gave it the old, oh, and they hurt him. So you're right, he shoots 2 free throws here. Take the cobwebs out, take the lid off that basket for Pax, man.
0 for 2 from the field in the first half tonight. And there's his first one.
Pax has played well in the 2 games against his club. He's averaging about 12.5, 13 points a game.
His 2 free throws put the Bulls up by 11. This equals the largest. Atlanta with a real struggle on its hands tonight at home against Minnesota. They lead the game by 1 late in the 4th. Detroit up 8 against New Jersey at the Palace. Darnell Valentine. Long rebound at Doherty. Quick punch into Elo, and he gets the reverse. And the Houston Rockets, playing without Akeem Olajuwon, have taken the lead in the second quarter against Indiana. They're up 3. Ten on the shot clock. Scottie Pippen around the Cartwright screen. Gets the bank. Scottie's got 8. Bulls back up by 11. I'll tell you what, another defensive stop and score, and Lenny Wilkens may take a timeout, but they score as Doherty kept the ball high after he received the pass. 14 points for Doherty. Pippen's pass outside loose. Paxson flags it down. Now Jordan against Chucky Brown. 10 to shoot. Grant leaves the area. Michael takes the outside shot. Michael Jordan's got 18. The Bulls keep the 11-point lead. Pippen picks up Elo in the corner. Air ball. Nance a pickup. 10 to shoot. Valentine. 6 on the clock. Nance against Grant. Jordan a poke away.
Too late.
It is, and Michael Jordan made the play. He saw the shot clock was winding down, so he knew if he could just go and delay Larry Nance a little bit.
That's right. He made Nance put the ball down, took a swing at it. He didn't come up clean to him, and that was one extra pass. Causes a violation.
Now the Bulls with a chance to extend on their biggest lead of the game.
Nance pushed him.
Larry Nance picks up his second. Cavaliers with 2 team fouls. Brian Winters talking with Lenny Wilkens on the Cavaliers bench. Dick Helm, the other assistant coach. Horace Grant over the top to Jordan, but a foul called. A foul on Michael. That's his third. Cleveland with it, down 11. Elo moving left. Screen roll with Nance. Jordan slides through. Nance from the outside. Wow. Larry Nance with 12. And the Cavs stay within 9. Milwaukee down 7 in the first quarter at home to Phoenix. Milwaukee unbeaten at home. Horace Grant with a 15-footer. Horace has 10, and the Bulls back up by 11.
Horace doesn't get a lot of shots like that, but he gets a 15-footer, Jimmy, nobody around. He generally drains it.
Valentine at the stripe, works around the Nance pick. Nice play. Chucky Brown.
Got 2 of those.
Dribble penetration. Just followed the flow. Here's Pippen backing in. Scottie has his shot blocked. Jordan. Rebound to Grant. Back out to Paxson. The Bulls working on a new 24. It's down to 16. Pippen against Brown, and he carried the ball. Cupped the dribble as he made the pivot. So the Cavaliers down 9 with it. The Bulls unable to shake him here in the third. Larry Nance from the outside. He's hit 2 in a row from there. Nance with 14. 6 in this quarter. The Chicago lead is 7. Michael Jordan, the pass to Jordan was kicked by Brown, or the Cavs would have had to clean steal. So the Bulls will have it with a new 24 after this timeout. 6:58 for the third. The Bulls in front by 7. Friday, February 22nd, the Sacramento Kings invade Chicago Stadium, and so does the Gorilla, courtesy of Sports Channel.
Well, Jimmy, a little happy birthday to a big Bulls fan. He's only 7. Bobby Kincaid celebrating his game here, the game tonight.
There's your close personal friend.
John Kuzak, yes. He and I have done a lot of things together, like I watch his movies. He's a big Bulls fan. He's here a lot. He lives here.
Remember the night you and I sang with Frank Sinatra?
I'll never forget it, J.D.
Right here in the stadium.
Right here in the stadium, and Frank said, will you join and sing the Star Spangled Banner with me? And you and I got up and sang, and you're right. I got that down on tape.
Everybody sings.
Yes.
Detroit a winner tonight at home against the Nets. So the Bulls need a win just to keep pace. There's a foul on Nance. That's his third. 3 team fouls. Scottie Pippen triggers to Paxson. The Bulls lead down to 7. It was 11. Here's Jordan in deep on Elo.
We've seen them all, Jimmy. We've seen them all.
And it always happens to Craig Elo.
Oh, man. A quick hitter down in the post. He fired it in. Elo had him. Michael made one move here. He goes in. He gets wrapped up, whacked. And Michael just flips it over his head. Looks over his shoulder in the hoop.
And Michael got to the foul line
Yes.
and said, I had it all the way.
Yes.
21 points for Jordan. The Bulls lead is 10.
The tough part of that play was making the free throw.
Well, after that first quarter, the Bulls have heated up 75%. Get a foul on Cartwright on a pass into Doherty. Jack Madden coming out, making the call. That's 2 fouls on Cartwright.
First foul on them. Bulls have 4. Cavs have 4 on them.
Cleveland down 10. A pass tipped out of bounds by the Bulls. 18 to shoot. The Cavs to come in. Chucky Brown looking to bring it in. To Nance. They trap him in the corner. Good recognition. Brown missing. And it's out of bounds to the Bulls. No, knocked out by the Bulls.
They went off Michael's hand on the block.
Yep. And did it glance off the rim. They get a reset on the shot clock.
Chucky Brown has got 2 stuffs, but looked like Scotty and Michael both there.
Tough to tell from that angle if the ball hit the rim.
So we make a jump ball out of this? Lenny says, was it a goaltend? No, not on a stuff. You can't really goaltend a stuff.
They didn't hit the rim. I think Jack Madden is over saying they shouldn't get a full 24. I don't believe that ball touched the rim.
13 seconds they got. We're going to take another look at it. Well, we got to bring it down to 11.
Should be able to see from this angle. Does the ball touch the rim?
No, it does not.
So they get 13. They get 11 to come in. And Chucky Brown to make the inbounds pass. And Cartwright knocks it loose.
Can't find it.
Paxson ends up with it. Big trip for the Bulls, and Jordan finishes off the glass. The tip, no. Tip and a follow. The Bulls are up 12. The Bulls need a defensive stop right now to get control of this game. Darnell Valentine. The rebound to Cleveland. Good hustle. Chucky Brown coming up with it. Now Elo around the Nance pick. Glancing blow. Ball on the floor. And a jump ball is called.
Yes, good call.
Henry James returns for the Cavaliers, and Chucky Brown is out. Henry James out of that basketball powerhouse, St. Mary's of Texas. Well, they produced Robert Reed. Here's James. Gets the bounce. Henry James with 11. 69-59. Jordan trying to scrape off Elo, and Elo steals it from him. And then a foul on Jordan.
Jumped over the top to try to get it back, but really, the ball was in control of Elo, Jimmy. I think that's why they called a foul. So Michael picks up his 4th. Oh, wow.
Cavaliers with it. Down 10 with 5:07 left to go in the third. Hit the 5-minute mark, 69-59. Nance against Grant. 10 on the shot clock. Nance off the dribble. Hands to Doherty. 6 to shoot. Doherty is fouled. Dennis Hobson coming for Jordan.
When they said two-man basketball, Jim, it wasn't really the way it was meant between Doherty and Nance. Two big guys going over there, but a foul by Cartwright, his 3rd, puts Doherty to the line. Jordan sits down, and now John Morton gets up off the bench.
Doherty has 15 points in the contest. The average is 21.3. Morton is in for Elo. Lenny Wilkens trying to keep that matchup intact of Elo against Jordan. So if Jordan goes out, Elo gets out to get his rest. Doherty with 16. It's an 8-point lead for the Bulls. Paxson around a Pippen screen. They might want to try to exploit this. Valentine guarding Pippen. And Scotty's on the perimeter. Dennis Hobson 10 to shoot, and Valentine tips it out of bounds. And now they'll rework the matchups. And Henry James moves over to take Pippen. I guess that's the one thing I see about the Bulls that bothers me, John. And that is, they don't try to exploit those situations. You know, when they see it happening, they go away from it, or
they go perimeter.
Yeah, they go perimeter where it doesn't really help them. Henry James for 3. His second one of the game.
He was
14 points for him.
He was up with them in training camp, Jim, and he played down at Wichita Falls. Last year he played in Belgium.
It's a 7-point lead for the Bulls. Pippen loses it off the drive, but it goes off a Cavaliers player. And so the Bulls keep it with 11 on the shot clock. Pippen comes in to Grant. Now Paxson 8 to shoot. The rebound to Grant as Scotty's miss. Pippen against James. Takes it through traffic. Paxson spots up. Yes! Pax with 4, and the Bulls lead is 9. .3:19 left in the third. Fadeaway shot by James, partially blocked. Hobson clears it, trying to pick his way through traffic. Here's Paxson for 3. A long rebound, Cartwright a deflection, but John Morton has it, and Paxson takes the foul in the open court. The Bulls with their 4th team foul. Pax with his 1st.
Comes B.J. Armstrong chugging on up there, and who's he come for, Pax? Yep.
B.J. had a good first half. He was 5 of 7.
The Bulls haven't been able to capitalize, Jim. The Cavs had 4 fouls with about 7 minutes to go, 7, 8 minutes to go, and the Bulls never really utilized to get to the line.
Yeah, now the team fouls are even. Larry Nance defense against double-team pressure. Valentine got clobbered under the basket, no call. Pippen out with it. A basket to Armstrong. The Bulls scoring in the dirt.
Nice play by Scotty all the way. He got fouled in the backcourt. They didn't call it. A nice completion to Armstrong.
An 11-point lead for the Bulls with 2:30 remaining in the third. Doherty over Cartwright. Brad Doherty with 18 points tonight. Scottie Pippen advancing. Leaves it for Cartwright. Bill Cartwright has 6. Detroit wins by 16 tonight against New Jersey, 99-83. Bulls almost came up with a steal. Now Nance drives it in the lane. Swings that left-handed hook home. He's got 16. The Bulls lead back to 9 with 1:53 left to go in the third. Horace Grant, legal or not? A foul on Morton is the call, and they're over the limit finally, and Horace Grant will be on the line to shoot 2 after this timeout with 1:49 left in the third. The Bulls in front by 9.
All right.
Back in Chicago Stadium, boy, we've got it all. The dirigible in full flight. How about a hand for the dirigible? How about 5 hands for the dirigible? How about our next telecast? Milwaukee Bucks a week from Monday. 7 o'clock with a bullseye here on Channel 9. Horace Grant to shoot 2.
Don Wunderlich reminds me of Batman. He looks a little bit like Michael Keaton out there. I like Batman. Horace! Rounded out.
All hands on deck, Johnny Reds.
That's a high five. That's my 5 grandchildren. My wife gave me that for birthday presents. My 5 grandchildren.
Well, Horace goes 0 for 2.
He's the first guy to miss free throws, isn't he?
Bulls lead is 9 with 1:37 left in the third, and off the ball, a foul called against Cleveland. Another foul on John Morton. His second.
So the Bulls don't really lose much. They missed those 2 free throws, but now pick up a turnover here on a foul on John Morton.
Scottie Pippen takes it in from the top to Hobson. And the foul is called on James. Hobson shoots 2.
Look at that time as Scottie broke down a defense that Hobson was going to get himself a slam out of the baseline. He went up for it, but he got fouled. Scottie went up, drew the players to him. Hobson was going to just jam it out in, but got ripped out of his hand, so he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Now the Bulls are just 3 in a row. Yeah. King for Grant. As Phil Jackson makes a change at the forward spot. Finally, it's a 10-point lead for the Bulls. Boy, the Houston Rockets playing on emotion tonight. They have an 11-point lead in the third against Indiana. Their first full game without Olajuwon. 10 on the shot clock. Ferry with a half hook. Scottie Pippen had it and lost it. Morton. Loose ball foul on Ferry.
Let's shoot a couple here for King, huh?
3 fouls on Ferry. Stacey King with 2 points in the first half tonight. They came at the foul line.
You know, there was a big trade with Mike Jaminski going down to Charlotte for Armand Gilliam and Hoppen, was it?
Yeah.
And Jaminski just scored his 10,000th point. I would like to get a guy that had 10,000 points, not behind him, but in front of him. Would you want to make a trade like that? If you're an expansion team? Uh-oh. So 3 out of 4 misses here by the Bulls.
After they had dropped 12 in a row.
Yeah, gets the fans buzzing a little bit.
Steve Kerr with a minute left in the third. Cleveland hanging in the game because the Bulls are unable to free throws. 10 to shoot. Ferry across the green, gets the bounce.
He really doesn't have a jump shot, a come to a stop jump shot. It's going to be tough. He's got to develop that.
The Bulls lead is 8. And ideally, use a little clock here and get a 2 for 1. Cartwright wheeling out against Doherty. 12 to shoot, 32 in the big one. Here's Stacey King against Ferry. Cartwright cleans up on the play, and that puts the Bulls up by 10. Now there's only 3 difference, though. Shot clock at 19, so the Bulls will have to hurry when they recapture. Morton against Hobson. They double on Morton to take it out of his hands. Kerr finds James, and he finds the right guy. 16 points for Henry James, 7 seconds. B.J. Armstrong trying to get free. Scottie Pippen from the outside. After 3, the Chicago lead is 8. 80 to 72. We'll be back with the 4th quarter in a moment. The Bulls leading by 8 as we head to the 4th quarter tonight. Statistically speaking, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and Bernard King 1, 2, and 3. And boy, that's a close race. Orlando Woolridge out with an injury. Michael Jordan 3rd in the league in steals. And he's 7th in field goal percentage. And he's back in this game, playing with 4 fouls. The Bulls in possession as the 4th quarter begins. The Bulls trying to do what San Antonio and Detroit has already done tonight. Move into that victory column. Off the ball, a foul called. It's against Cleveland, and it's John Morton picking up his 3rd.
They're wrong. That 23 has picked up 7 fouls tonight, that number.
That 23 has picked up his 3 in a short amount of time. Jordan inbounding to King. Armstrong against Morton. Runs into a crowd. Hobson picked up by Elo. Loses the dribble. Now Cartwright rolls out. Has it knocked away. Bats it out to Armstrong. 8 to shoot. BJ shot blocked. Elo clears. Jordan the steal. Bulls coming back. Michael's 18-footer. Yes, sir. That puts an end to the foolishness.
Chicken salad.
Took first out of his house here. Right there. 10-point lead.
Vengeance is mine, saith Michael. This is my house.
Here's Doherty against Cartwright. And the rebound to King. Armstrong in transition. It's Hobson against James. Now Ferry has him in the switch. And Ferry steals the pass from Dennis Hobson. This game is far from won. 10-point lead and a great play by the Cavs as Danny Ferry picks up the basket. He's got 8. And Cleveland within 8 again. Michael Jordan down on the post. Double team. Out to Armstrong. Dennis Hobson steps up. Dennis Hobson has 9 points tonight. The Bulls back to a 10-point advantage. Henry James. Elo the rebound. Morton against Hobson. Inside pass to James, and Jordan went for the steal, didn't get it. Henry James with 18. On the drive is Armstrong. Nice play to King.
Yes. Beautiful play. King's first hoop. He followed it up.
The Bulls keep the 10-point lead with 9:38 left.
James wants Michael again, and they're going to go after him. He's got 4 fouls. Elo trying to clean him out of there.
On the turnaround.
Yay, Michael.
Henry James with 20.
Guy from the CBA going after you.
Here's Jordan from the top of the key. Henry James the rebound.
Remember, though, Henry James is 6'9".
Yeah, he's not exactly a small forward. A small forward. Now it's Jordan matched up with Elo. Hobson snuffs the shot of James. Gets hit with a foul, though. Dennis Hobson, trying to turn off the Rook, picks up the foul, and Henry James shoots two.
Hobson a little bit taller.
Horace Grant ready to come in. 8:58 remaining. You make the call. Ron Garrettson made it. It happened right in front of him. James hits the free throw. He's got 21. Pippen and Grant for Hobson and Cartwright. 86-79 Bulls. 86-80. Horace Grant against pressure. Scottie Pippen on the move against James. Cleveland regroups. Now it's Jordan against Elo and over Ferry. Horace Grant with a rebound. Back out to Armstrong. Inside Stacey King to the hoop. Nance has it. Cleveland with a chance to cut it to 4 and 8:30 remaining. Morton to James. He juggles it away. Ferry rolls in with a half hook. Ball on the floor and dug out by King, and a foul on Ferry. Danny Ferry with his fourth. Craig Elo with his third.
Yeah, they both hit him in the box. I saw the 3 flip up, but it wasn't 35. They did call it on Elo. So the Bulls need to get a little pardon. They got to get offensive.
Here's Pippen against Ferry. Goes to the hoop. Goes landing on the Nance block. Scottie Pippen the basket. That's what they got to get. Some action going to the basket. Scottie's got 14. 88-80. 8 minutes left to go in this one. Morton running the show. Nance guarded by Jordan on the perimeter. Now Morton with 10 to shoot. Back into Nance. Morton loses it off the dribble, and it's a 3-on-zip bust out. B.J. Armstrong with the gimme. B.J. with 14. The Bulls back to a 10-point lead, and Cleveland takes a 20 or a full timeout. It's a full timeout for the Cavs. 7:35 remaining. 90-80 the score. On Saturday, February 16th, the first 10,000 fans on hand to watch the Bulls and the Nets will receive a Bulls squeeze bottle, courtesy of Yummy Grams.
How about it, J.D.? This is the first. Oh, there the ball went up in the air. Yes, off Morton. Scottie gets it, flips it over to B.J. B.J. takes it in for a little hook, and they throw it out of bounds. Danny Ferry had Nance come back, a hook, and then he went down on a fly pattern and grounding. I'm watching too much football today.
Yeah, that's right. There was some to be seen. So the Bulls, since the ball was untouched, have it.
Yes.
Baseline left.
The Bulls have to win the last quarter, and it's good that they do.
Pippen lobbing into Grant.
And this is the first sellout the Bulls have had this year.
And they're 157th consecutive. 18-6-7-6. Horace Grant kicks out to Armstrong, who finds a wide open Scottie Pippen. Loose ball rebound fight. Pippen tries to save, but he was out of bounds. The Cavs have it. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Chicago Bulls. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted.
Better not.
In any form without the express written consent of the Chicago Bulls. If you do, Johnny Kerr will personally come to your house and unplug your VCR. And you guys watched in Mexico City. You better not be recording it either. Here's
Morton's first hoop.
It's an 8-point game with 6:50 left. Jordan around the King screen. He'll take it. Michael's got 25. And the Bulls are back up by 10. Larry Nance in traffic. He can still do that pretty well. Follow his own shot.
You see, he's quick in there getting the ball off. Doesn't have to take that big bounce, collect himself. You got to remember this. That's the guy that won the first slam dunk contest.
That's right. Pippen deflects the inbounds pass. Armstrong a steal. Michael Jordan. 27 points. The Bulls lead is 12. This equals the largest. Timeout Cavaliers. 6:03 left to go. The Bulls, who have been struggling all night, have opened up a 12-point lead at 94-82. Points off turnovers really deciding this game. The Bulls have outscored the Cavs by 10 in that department. And here's 2 of them.
Scotty on the block. BJ pumps it up the court. Well, he can go all the way in here. There's nobody around. Morton challenges. Look, this guy come in the picture. Who is this? I've seen this 100 times.
Lenny Wilkens has, and that's why he likes to limit Michael's high-flying activity as much as possible. You know what's interesting about that? How about this guy? Henry James. 24 points tonight. It's a 10-point lead for the Bulls. The interesting thing about limiting Michael's dunks, last year when he scored 69 points, it was a one-dunk game. Larry Nance the rebound.
That's right, one dunk.
Yep. The Bulls could use a defensive stop. The Atlanta Hawks are in with an overtime win at home against Minnesota. 6 in a row for Bobby Weiss's club. They punch into the post to Nance, and then Elo delivers the 3.
Well, he did something a lot of coaches were afraid to do. He sat Moses down.
Yep. Jordan again. 29 for MJ.
I've seen it 101 times.
And the Bulls back to a 12-point lead. Jordan steals the pass to Elo. Armstrong draws the foul on Morton.
Take a look at the play before last. Jordan came around the side, stole the ball from Elo, came
Full
on
tongue
in,
extension.
tongue extended. Jump. So BJ goes to the line here as he was fouled by...
He was fouled by John Morton, and that's 4 on Morton. And it rains, it pours.
Morton?
He hasn't been in this game much, but he's picked up a few fouls. DJ with 16 points and 17 is his season high. The Bulls have their biggest lead at 14. Could be a profitable evening. Phoenix up 9 at Milwaukee in the second quarter. Both the Bulls and the Pistons could pick up a full game on the Bucks. Henry James against Jordan.
Offense. Yes, he did.
Michael Jordan baited him into that shot.
He did. He played him tough without the ball, and as James got it, he warded that left arm out. And in disgust, he tears his jersey up. There he goes. Bang, the left arm came out and gave him a shot. Michael says, where is it?
So the Bulls are a hoop away from really claiming this one.
So Cartwright is back in.
Armstrong against Morton. Nance has him in the switch. Let's take advantage. They try to, and a lob to Pippen. But Cleveland recovers. 6 to shoot. Armstrong for 3. Cartwright spanks it. Won't go. Elo spins free of Pippen. Larry Nance. Ball tipped out to Pippen. Armstrong wraparound move. Runs into Grant. All things are well that end well, right?
Hey, couldn't quite come out. BJ just missed making one sensational move. He went around his back at midcourt, but the ball didn't come out in front of him. If it come out in front of him, he would have been able to control it and take it out. Here he goes around. The ball stayed back there, and then by that time, Horace had bumped into him, picked it up, thrown over to Scotty. Scotty went in for the shot and drew the foul.
Scottie Pippen with 15 points tonight. 4 Chicago players in double figures. It's a 15-point lead with 3:47 remaining.
There goes Michael.
Yeah, but he didn't get the bounce, but he does save it in play. Armstrong to Nance on the run out. It's Elo. Elo's got 10. That's like the blitz, right? It's like the blitz in football.
That's right. Hit the guy in a fly pattern.
Scottie Pippen in the lane. Horace Grant follows it in. Horace with 12. You know what? With each game, you get the feeling that Horace Grant is really receiving the full value of the fact that if you hang around the glass, you're going to get rich in this league. His foul is on Morton. That's his 5th.
15 fouls, so MJ will be shooting 2 free throws. You're right. You're absolutely right. Horace has not had a lot of pressure on him this year, and he's the guy that's hurt a lot of teams. You know, you start to defend against Michael and Scotty and different guys, and that's a good role, and not to have that kind of pressure where you can step up and hurt that team.
There's 30.
He's a half a point away from his average, right?
Henry James back in. Larry Nance out with 3:05 left. The Bulls lead is 16 and 18,676. Beginning to stir in the aisles with 3:05 left.
Well, Michael has played 32 minutes is his high against these teams, so he gets an awful lot of points in a relative amount of minutes.
Yeah, he played 20 minutes tonight. He played the first 20 minutes of the game. He played 20 minutes in the first half, I should say. Here's Doherty, had it knocked loose. Armstrong digs it out, and it's the Bulls in transition. Pass by Armstrong. This baby is over. So it began with a little different scenario, but it's going to have the same ending. Another blowout win against a Cleveland team that's just decimated by injuries.
Nice play, Scotty. They were waiting for Michael to come and take up the slack, and as they came down, it ended up Armstrong getting a layup. And is that his high, Jimmy?
Yep, 18 points, a new season high, and a timeout taken. 2:18 for the game. The Bulls lead it by 20. 2:18 for the game. The Bulls up 20. Will Perdue is in. Cartwright is out. Hobson is in. Jordan is out. The Bulls right now working with Pippen, Grant, Perdue, Hobson, and Armstrong. The Cavaliers with Ferry in the lineup. Milwaukee down 10 at home. Remember, that's right, Portland snapped, or rather Phoenix snapped Portland's long string of home victories, and they're trying to do the same to the Bucks. The Phoenix Suns. Doherty off the drive. Pippen the rebound. Couldn't clear the zone. Danny Ferry fouled by Perdue.
Here comes Milos Babic.
That's easy for you to say.
Yes. Even though it looks like he's missing the H on the back of his jersey. That's the way it's pronounced. Danny Ferry shoots 2 here on that foul. Bounces that first one around the rim. Gets it to drop in.
9 points for him. Armstrong gets a great hand. 18 points. New season high. Ferry's got 10. The Chicago lead is 18 with 1:50 left. Craig Hodges.
They got 34 points off the bench and 2 guys. Whoops.
Turnover by the Bulls. The Cavs have it. Yeah. Henry James with 24 of them, and Ferry with the other 10. Well, Morton got it each.
Those 2 guys that really put it on, though.
Yeah. Morton loses it underneath. After tonight's NBA action, the 9 o'clock news on Channel 9. Scott Williams ready to come on for the Bulls if he gets an opportunity. Shot clock at 6. Henry James for 3. Loose ball. Horace Grant. Hodges. Hodge dancing near the stripe. He may want a three. Scottie Pippen, finger roll, and Ferry the rebound. Underneath, it's Henry James, and he's fouled by Purdue. 57.4 left. Purdue with his second. Scott Williams comes in. Horace Grant goes out. 12 points for Horace.
A good job by Horace Grant. Horace had 11 rebounds, Jim.
Cavaliers 10 games under 500 after this one. The Bulls 11 over.
James did something unusual. He hit the rim. Missed.
Now he makes the free throw. So he's got 25 of their 89.
I'd like to get Scott Williams a little play here.
There it is.
There you go.
Good job by Hodge.
Hodges is good at that. You know, when it's in a time we call it garbage time, whatever it is, Hodges will nod to a guy. Go ahead down. Get loose. I'll get you the ball.
Ferry fouled by Williams. Score the goal. Danny Ferry with 12. Danny Ferry was the silver lining the last time the Cavaliers played here and were blown out.
Yes, he was. He played very well.
He's got 13 points in this game. It's a 16-point lead for the Bulls. 35 seconds left. Play broken up by the Cavs. Ferry coming back. Nobody there. I mean, nobody there by quite a distance. Virtually no difference. The shot clock is down to 15. Will Purdue over Babic. Paxson, the fadeaway over Ferry. Cleveland has it 6 seconds. From the outside, Morton's shot won't count. Phil Jackson's club hosting a victory tonight. For the Bulls, it's their 16th win in the last 20 games as they move 11 games over the 500 mark. And Miller is proud to donate $500 to charitables for tonight's Bulls victory. 108-92 the final. We'll recap in a moment. It wasn't easy early for the Bulls, but it was easy at the end. As it turns out, they led by as many as 20, and they coast in with a 16-point win over the Cavaliers. You want to see some Phillips 66 powerful stuff? Watch this. Okay.
Oh, I believe it.
Michael Jordan with 30 points in the ball game, and we'll close it out after these messages. Well, this is another game, John, in which, you know, you're playing a team you're supposed to win. You get off to a rather slow start, but in the end, you win.
Now, they were 36-5 in the last time we met them in the first quarter, and now 19-14 in this quarter. So 2 highs, 2 lows, and guess what? We got our first win of the year.
And our next telecast on Channel 9 a week from Monday. And, oh, the Bulls owe them one. The Milwaukee Bucks are here, and the Bullseye at 7 o'clock. On Monday, January 14th. Our thanks to Skip Ellison. For Johnny Kerr, this is Jim Durham saying good night from Chicago Stadium.
Chicago Bulls basketball was brought to you by Miller High Life. Buy that man a Miller. The best comes shining through. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. American Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Bulls. True Value. Got a tough job to? You can do it with True Value hardware stores.